Hello, crafty friends. Thanks for joining me in the Stampin' Studio this beautiful Tuesday. No, not Tuesday. February 2nd, Monday, February 2nd, 2026. We're so happy to have you here. The royal we being me and myself and I. We have something fun to show you today, and I hope you enjoy it. It will help with getting your stamps positioned perfectly. And if you make a mistake, you can go back and stamp it again without any problem. And it's called the Stampin' Positioner. So come along with me. Let's go check out what this is, and you can ask questions. You can comment, which I always appreciate comments because then I feel like I'm crafting along with you. So lots of fun when there's a friend here to stamp with, right? This is our new Stampin' Positioner, and it is a brand new tool. You may have the old Stamparatus, which is also a fantastic tool, but since we're no longer able to sell that one, we've come up with a brand new one that's going to be so much fun to use. Hello, Carlene. Glad to see someone here with me. Good to always have a friend. It has a couple of different parts. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and then I'm going to tell you how to get this free in February 2026. All right, let's look at this tool. It has two plates that are removable, one that is a small plate like this, and then this larger plate, and it has a grid on it, so it really helps to line up your stamps exactly where you would like them to be. Then it has this base plate, and it has small little pegs here and large pegs along the back. These two pegs are where the large plate hook on to your base. On the back, it has a large foam mat to keep it in place at the right spot. And then it comes with two magnets. Nice thing about these magnets is they have something to pick them up with, because as some of you know, our last magnets, if they would cling to, they were so strong, they would clang together and sometimes break. But this one you can just grab with your two tabs and pull them apart. The base is magnetic, so that holds your paper in place. It does have some measurements here along the top, as well as a little corner piece that we're going to be using for one of our projects. There's so many things you can do with a stamp positioner tool that I want to tell you a few of them today. We're going to start with some basic alignment of two-step stamps. So I'm just taking a little scrap of paper, and you can put it wherever you want on your positioner. I'm going to line it right up here at the top. I could come clear down here. One other thing that they do have available, or will have available, is some grid paper. So let's say that you wanted to line this up in the same spot every time. You can lay this down. Or if what you are stamping is going to go over the edge and you didn't want to stamp on your positioner, you could take your grid paper. It fits right here at those little tiny posts, little tiny dots. So let's say I'm going to line this up at 2 inches. In fact, I'm going to bring it down a little bit, and I'm going to put it at 2 inches. And I'm going to put my magnets down. Now, I'm using my Sweet Jar stamp set today. We're going to put the jar where I want it to be, so the stamp, just line it right up like this. We'll take our I'm going to use my large plate to start with. You're going to put those two posts in the holes at the top. Press it down and it picks up your stamp, and this piece holds your paper in place. Now you're ready to do some inking up, and I will say I'm going to use my Memento ink on this one. Oh, try not to put it on top of there and then mess it up. That'd be okay. Doesn't matter. We haven't done any stamping yet, so we're okay. I've got it all inked up. I'm going to put it back on here like this. I can see I did move it there just a minute. Okay. Put it on there. Press it down. Now let's say that you missed a spot. All you need to do is ink up your stamp again. You can put it right back on, push it down again, and it's going to ink it up in the same spot. Very handy. Now I want to do a background, so I'm going to line up my stamp that I want in the background of my jar. I'll take off the jar here and we'll clean it in just a minute. My nose was not running until I started talking. Pick up my stamp again. Now I noticed that that just moved a little bit. Sometimes your stamps are sticky. If your stamps are really sticky, you may need to wipe them off a little bit, but I think we're okay. We just wipe it onto my pants. That's why we wear jeans. Stampers wear jeans just so that we can wipe off our stamps. There we go. All right, that looks better. Pardon me. Okay, I was going to tell you that I like using my Stampin' spots. These little spots that you can get. You can buy individually, you can make your own, or they come in your paper pumpkin kit. But they're a lot easier when you have this big surface, just to take your ink and ink it up upside down like this, and it doesn't, you don't get any of the ink stuck onto the back of the base plate. Okay, so let's put that back in right where we want it. Perfect. And if I don't like it, I can again put it back down, do it again. But I think that's great. Okay, last one that goes on top of this one are these little red hearts. So we're going to line those up right where we want them. Press it down. This time I'm going to ink up with a real red ink spot. Yes, you can use your ink pads, but this just makes it so you don't get as much ink around it. I did get a little bit right there, but it's okay. It's not going to reach down and touch the paper, so we're okay. Turn it around, press it down. Perfect. Perfect placement. Okay, so to finish off this card, and then we'll go move to one of our other two that we're going to show you today. I'm going to punch this out. Oh, I needed to stamp a lid as well, and I didn't do that. So we'll do it really quick here. We'll just do that one with a stamp block, with a block. It does not have to be perfect because we're going to punch it out. So we'll do that, punch out that piece, make a little black lid. Could be whatever color you wanted it to. This is I've been doing a lot of Valentines. Have you finished your Valentines? Are you going to mail Valentines? I'm only doing about 210. No, 240. I apologize. I counted it up last night, and I think we're doing 240 Valentines. So this may be one of them. You might get lucky and get with this Valentine that we're making today. You never know. Okay, so we're going to put this onto the front of our card. Add maybe we'll let the love out. This is a good time to use the edge of your dimensionals for this, the lid of our jar set, because it just fits perfectly right there. There we go. There's my finished card with that one. So you can see how it just helps me to line all of those things up, a two-step stamp, just perfectly. So that's one way to use this tool. Let's try another way. And as promised, I was going to tell you one of the ways, the only way, I should say, to get this tool from February 3rd to March 2nd. You can sign up to be a demonstrator, and then you include it in your starter kit at no extra cost. The starter kit's only $99. You choose $125 worth of product, and then this Stampin' Positioner is included free. And it's like, I can't even remember how much it was. I should have looked that up. But eventually it will be offered to our customers, but until that future date, of which we do not know it is, this is the only way to get it. So let's use this little piece right here. This little plate. Okay, I'm moving my other plate out of the way because it's sticking to all my stamps so very well. You can wash this off with just mild soap and water if you needed to, or just a Stampin' Chamois, whatever is close by to you. Okay, what did I do with my piece of, here we go. All right, so this one I'm going to make, we were talking in my team. Hi, Heather. Hello, and hello. Thanks, Carlene. I'm glad you liked that first one. we'll show all of the, if you missed the first card, we'll come back and show that in a minute. We were talking in my team about the fact that sometimes it's really difficult to make masculine cards. So we're going to make a masculine birthday card. And I'm using the new Reason to Celebrate stamp set. I love this stamp set because it's got a really big, bold font, kind of a fun font. So we're going to do Happy Birthday, and I'm going to line it up right here at the top. Let's put on my magnets. I'm going to put them right down here because we're going to stamp right along this side. And on this side, we're going to line up birthday, happy. Where's my happy? Right here. Happy birthday. Line it up right where you want it to be together. Happy birthday. Taking this little piece, and you're going to put that in. There's 2 holes right there. Again, push down, pick up both of those stamps. Okay, we don't want my paper to move, so we're going to just move those up a little bit. See if that, yeah, that's still good. The colors that we're going to use today are, let's start with Pretty Peacock, and this time I am using a whole stamp pad, the large stamp pad. You can just take this. Be careful not to get these little pieces because these have little feet that push in. That's one of the features I forgot to show you, but they just kind of push in. You don't want to get those in your ink pad. So I'm just going to ink up my words. Come back and put it on. Where did I have it? Right there. There we go. Push it down. Bring it up. There we go. Now I'm going to wipe that off on my Stampin' Chamois. Go to another color. Let's do Pecan Pie. So I'll ink that up. And now, instead of going to the first one where I was at, I'm going to just move down 1 notch and then put my 2 little holes there, holes over the posts, stamp it in Pecan Pie. The next one we'll do Lost Lagoon. Ink it up. There we go. Lost Lagoon is the color of the paper I'm using too. Stamp it down. There we go. So you've got all of these perfectly lined up under each other. And the last color we're going to use before we start over again is Cajun Craze. This is a great masculine color combo. And then we'll finish off one more time with another Pretty Peacock. And this is another reason why it might be nice to have a piece of paper under you, because I'm going to stamp right off the edge right there. Doesn't get my positioner dirty because I can move that paper. So all of those are lined up perfectly. How do you like that? So cute. I think it is. All right, let's see. We're going to add a little hat. This hat comes from the Coordinating Seasonal Celebration stamp set. I'm moving my stamps off to the side so I don't get too mixed up. These words happen to match these images, so it's a very versatile duo to go together. And one of them is in our mini catalog, our January, April mini catalog, but the other one is an online exclusive, so check that out. Okay, we'll just put on a little pom-pom on the top of our hat that is Pretty Peacock. Then I have 2 that I fussy cut out, like this. And through the magic of television, here's our finished card. It's another fun, cute little card. And that one's kind of a fun, masculine version of a birthday card. So, happy birthday. I like that on crumb cake because it's just, and then these little matte dots are also new. They match, I can't remember which suite, but they're perfect for a masculine card because it just gives it a little party on the card. Okay, second card. That one shows us our inline stamping. Okay, I lost one of my magnets. What did I do with it? Must have picked it up on the back of something a second ago. Did anybody see it when I picked it up? Oh, probably one of these. Let's see. No, I don't know. Well, we'll find it in a minute because I don't need it right this second. I'm going to actually move them down to the side when I do find it. All right, so the next little fun thing you can do with this, I'm cleaning up my mess before we move on. Oh, I found it. Look, this magnet was on the back of my stamp pad. That's where it was. Okay, this one is I can't remember. It's been a couple days. 4.5 inch square. We're going to make a 5.5 inch card, square card. And so I cut this one to 4.5 inches to be able to show you this little technique. And again, I'm using the seasonal celebrations. I'm going to use these cute little daisy stamps, if I can get them out. This little daisy chain. That just reminds me that there is a new daisy embossing folder coming in March, and I need to use that together. Okay, this little corner piece right here in the center, bring it up so you can see it. There's a little piece that looks like a corner, and if you line up your paper between these two posts, it just happens to kind of click right into that corner. I want to stamp all the way around the edge of this cardstock, so I'm going to line up my flowers right like that. Find my large plate, pick it up. I'll put this on here just to keep it from moving. Pick up my daisies, and if it does, you can just move it back in, but it didn't, so we're okay. Let's get it inked up with our Flirty Flamingo ink spot. This is, I don't know what this is called, but it just makes a great frame. So I'm going to put it down, push. Now let's move that 90 degrees and put that back in the corner again. Good. Make sure it's in that corner section. Ink it up again. Haven't moved the stamps. Move them again. Ink it up. Oh, that's a good thing that she said. No, I don't know. Cindy said that there's no feet on the bottom of the small one. I hadn't noticed that. Oh yeah, on mine there is. Yeah, this one has feet on the bottom. Cindy, does yours not have feet on the bottom? I have a little feet on the bottom. That's strange. Weird. I don't know. I can't tell you. Mine does have feet on the bottom, so it doesn't play too much. She just said that that you may mention that there's some play with the small one because there's no feet. But I have feet on the bottom. I don't know. Haven't had any problem with it yet, so I don't know. So there we go. So here is our whole framed piece, perfectly framed piece all the way around. I love that. And then when I finish this one off, here it is on a card. You can also do this same piece. I think, let's see if I wanted to put it right here. So look, I'm going to put it on my envelope as well. I'll show you that card again, but I just remembered I was going to do the envelope for you. Because no naked envelopes. There we go. My card and my envelope are now going to match. And this is also from those seasonal celebration stamp sets. So I just fussy cut out a couple of daffodils. You can't see it, I know, because the camera doesn't pick up Wink of Stella, but these are all shimmery with a little bit of Wink of Stella. So I love a little bit of shimmer. And this is a fun anniversary card. Congratulations on your anniversary. Today is my daughter-in-law, well, and my son's. I should have remembered because she called me this morning and I should have said happy anniversary. But there's that cute little one. So there are 3 ways that you can use the Stampin' Positioner. The one way to get the Stampin' Positioner is to join my team this month starting tomorrow. I will put a link in the description. And by the way, I was just going to remind you really quickly that if you're watching this on Facebook, Facebook takes down my live videos after 1 month, but they're always on my Creative Juice by Lonnie channel over on YouTube. So if you ever think, I can't remember this technique or something that you had seen, you can find it there. You can also go to creativejuicebylottie.com, and I have a gallery where you can click on something and say, I wanted to remember how to do this, and it will take you to the blog post, and all of the links will be there too. So just FYI. So there's our 3 things that we learned today: lining it up, using it for 2-step stamping, stamping a repetition of images or words, using it to stamp around the block. Maybe that's what we should call it, is around the block stamping, around a block like that. And there you go. There's some fun ways. Do you know some other ways to use your Stampin' Positioner? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to see it. Give me a link. I will learn something new. I'm sure that as people play with it, they'll come up with new great tips and techniques. But it's a very versatile stamping positioner to help you get that perfect placement every time. I hope you take time to do something, make something beautiful and share it with a friend, because that is what spreads kindness, spread a little ink and smiles all over the world. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. Yes, I have made a wreath. Anne says you can make a wreath. I have done that before too. Didn't do it today. We'll do it. We'll save that for another time. Great tip. That was a good one, Anne. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that helps to get a little introduction to the Stampin' Positioner. Brand new, coming at Stampin' Up! And free for those of you who joined my team. Thanks very much. We'll talk to you soon.